YouTube? Welcome back to Wawa Echo. My name is Parker, and we are here once again for the Raw Rundown. We are back in America, so I don't have to try and do a British accent. Lovely, lovely. They were in Atlanta, which is really close to where I'm from, so I can keep my accent exactly where it was. Not that I'm gonna try and do an accent for wherever they're at. I'm not doing that. I'm terrible at accents, actually. But we are here for a Raw Rundown where we do look at the Raw for this week and we give the good parts an up and we give the bad parts a down. So let's see how good or bad this Raw was. Hit that intro. JK, we're not that talented to get intros. Maybe one day. Probably not. Anyways, let's go. So we did start off this Raw with Stephanie McMahon. Good old Stephanie, right? Don't you just love every promo? She changes things up. She never says the exact same thing every single week. Fun fact, this is opposite day. She does the same dadgum promo every week that she's on. She does the same shtick with her general managers. If you don't like general managers, then don't hire one. Just do your dadgum job and come to work, Stephanie. Quit taking 4 or 5 month vacations. Jeez, what do you think you are, the boss's daughter? Oh, wait. Anyways, so we did have Stephanie come out, and she did berate Kurt Angle for his way of keeping things going with the New Day coming out and threatening a siege again, and uh, and allowing that to happen. Which I guess a fair point. He could have, like they kept talking about, increased security and all that stuff, but somehow still the New Day got in. Maybe fire the security guards next time, Steph. But I mean, this was like it was okay, but I just don't enjoy Stephanie in her character. It's just kind of it's really annoying, and the fact that she never gets any comeuppance. Like we had way back when in the Attitude Era, we had Vince always being annoying and always doing stuff, and you got mad at him for stuff, but you knew that at some point really soon he was going to get his head smashed with a chair and stunned by Stone Cold. So like there was always that positive. With Stephanie, we get maybe one thing a year tops, and she already went through a table at WrestleMania, so we're not going to get anything for a while. So that stinks that we have that. So I am giving this a down to start off. It's gotten so old, and I'd really just like for I don't know how Stephanie would really do as a face, but I just want some kind of different relationships with her general managers. That would be nice. Um, After that, we did have the first match of the night, which was a triple threat match to decide who the fifth member of the women's Raw team would be. And there was no returning Paige like we all thought there would be. Paige was actually at Raw, like backstage, but they, for some reason, decided to change the plans. I heard a rumor that it had to do with her putting out pictures on social media of her being with, like, I think it was Alicia Fox, like having dinner or something. So like everyone knew that she was in the same town with where Raw was. So it ruins the surprise, even though there is no more surprises hardly when it comes to wrestling anymore with the internet and all that. So that was kind of, I think, on WWE. They should have been like, hey, Paige, we want your return to be awesome, so don't post pictures with our other superstars at dinner, and that would have solved it. But whatever. We did have the triple threat, which was between Bayley, Mickie James, and Dana Brooke. Um, and the match was okay. It wasn't spectacular. It definitely wasn't that crap tag team match we had last week. Thank God for that. So, I mean, anything's better than that. So it's getting an up. I mean, Nia Jax just stood there, which is about the best thing she does She's just standing. She definitely can't wrestle well or talk well or uh, present herself in any sort of way. So just standing there with no expression on her face for a good few minutes, that's probably the best we've seen from Nia Jax. So applauds to her. Very good. The match did end with Bayley picking up the victory and becoming the fifth member of Team Raw. I was a bit surprised by this. I thought it would be Mickie James actually that would win, just to kind of continue on with this supposed story of like Bayley not getting chances. Like I thought maybe someone might do something to interfere and cost her the being a part of the finish. But that actually went to Dana Brooke, who stupidly hit Asuka, and Asuka did run after her and then stiff kicked her in the face, which was cool. That kind of was added to this because it's nice to see Asuka looking really strong, and she didn't fight her jobber this week, so that's always good. Next, we had a match between Jason Jordan and Bray Wyatt, who did make his return after having several weeks off because of his illness or his brother's illness, whichever one. One of them was illed. They weren't injured, they were illed. That's a word now. We're patenting it. It's going in the dictionary. Just you wait. So they had a match, and it was actually a really good match. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And they didn't mention Sister Abigail once, so that's a positive right there. Hopefully they realized how stupid that all was, and they're just gonna forget about it. That ild that Bray Wyatt got or his brother got, that was a miracle from God right there. Like, you can't tell me God don't exist now, because God, he does all things for the good of WWE. That's a quote in the Bible. It's right in there somewhere. Pretty sure. Yeah. If Vince McMahon wrote the Bible, that's where it would be. Wait, remember when Vince McMahon beat God in a wrestling match? Remember that? Wasn't that good? Don't you love wrestling? Anyways, so the match was really good, and so I'm giving the match an up. But I'm also giving a down because Bray Wyatt lost. Why? Why did Bray Wyatt lose? Why? What? Why? Why? I mean, I get he was going against Jason Jordan and Jason Jordan's whatever, but Bray Wyatt should be someone that they're building up for the main event. He is a former world champion. He has one of the most interesting gimmicks of anyone on the roster. Now, WWE is being kind of stupid when it comes to this gimmick a lot of times here recently, but he's really great and he's so good on the mic, and he has this weird charisma about him that's really good, and why can't he win a match? Like, since he came to Raw, how many matches has he won? Like, 2. I don't even know how many matches he's wrestled. It's just really disappointing to see someone lose. Now it wasn't because of he got just beat. It was kind of like a roll up kind of deal, which is whatever. And then he did attack Jason Jordan after the match, injuring his knee. So that's something and kind of makes him look strong, but still give him some W's, WWE. You got 2 of them, run your title. Give 1 to Wyatt. That doesn't work. Then we'd have We. Then we'd be watching We. We kind of already watch We. It's like, We. Oh, man, I'm really dumb. Next, we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And I don't know if you knew this, but Paul Heyman is a really good talker. And this was no exception. Paul Heyman cut an awesome promo and is getting a huge up. Heyman is so good, and it showed even that he's good at thinking on his toes, because there was a proposal, And like in the middle of him talking, though, why would you propose when Paul Heyman is talking? Wait till after, like wait till after. He's always got something great to say. So the woman apparently says yes, and the crowd starts to chant. She said yes. She said yes, and Paul, oh, Heyman is so great. He's like, the only reason she said yes is because she hadn't gotten close to a beast like Brock Lesnar. Now, I will say, Brock Lesnar is like butt ugly, so I don't know that that's a true statement, Paul, but it's a hilarious statement. I'll give you that one. But God, Paul, like Brock Lesnar is ugly as heck. I don't know how he got a girl like Sable. Um, you know, it's weird. But Paul did, he put an awesome promo, really talked AJ Styles up. Let's. The last time I was on the Raw Rundown, there was a different world champion on SmackDown. And so, can we just take a second to just soak up the fact that AJ Styles is WWE champion? Yes. Yeah. I don't know, I'm stupid. But thank God. Please, please, please let the Jinder Mahal experiment be over. What's great is it looks like he's not going to be going after the title on the India tour and winning it back there because he's going against Triple H. So, like, Triple H is taking one for the team. He's like, all right, I'll job to Jinder just so he'll forget about this title. Good one on you, Trips. Good one on you. And we're going to get to see Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles at Survivor Series. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And Paul Heyman really talked AJ up and really put him over, as even though he's small, he's a real competitor and real challenge for Brock, and I think that was really awesome. So Heyman gets huge ups for Heyman. Heyman is the best. I wish we had him more often, honestly. Put him back on commentary. Put him back on commentary. Why did we not do this when JBL left? Why is he not on commentary? I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Paul Heyman for commentary. Hashtag Heyman for commentator. Commentator? Commentator. Commentator, yes. Hashtag Heyman for commentator. Start that on Twitter. We can do this. We have the power. Next, we had a match between The Shield and The Bar. This came around because of like Miz TV and all that, and so we had this match. To me, it was kind of not the right way to go because I think that they should have done something to stop the match from happening. So that the first time we'd see the Shield fight together for in like 3 years would have been at Survivor Series, which was where they debuted. So I know that the New Day actually was on the Raw side of the tour in Europe, and they came back at the exact same time. So they were actually in Atlanta at the same time as Raw. So they should have, in my opinion, had the New Day come out again to and like maybe be like attack the Shield and then have the Miz and the Bar come in too, and they all like 6-man beat them up. That would have been really good, and I think would have put more heat on for their match at Survivor Series, because that match is happening. That was said so in the start of the show. I kind of forgot to say that part. And Roman Reigns is back, and he actually got cheered. That's crazy. But the match was good, and I'm giving it an up. It wasn't as good as I think it could have been, but it was good, so it's getting an up. Next, we had Kurt Angle come out, and he was sad to announce that he would have to remove Jason Jordan as the 5th member of Team Raw because of his knee injury at the hands of Bray Wyatt, and he would announce the 5th member. but then he seemed to have trouble saying it, and then Jason Jordan came out and he was giving those crocodile tears. It was actually not bad acting by both of them. Um, Jordan was like, "Please, fake dad, don't don't take me out of this match, fake dad. Please, I want to be just fake like you." And all this stuff, and Angle was like, "I'm sorry, fake son, but I don't want you to get hurt like me and do these things because I did these things that were mistakes, and now I'm at a point where I have some injuries. So fake son, don't be like your fake dad. Don't do this, fake son." And that was all okay and stuff. But then we had Stephanie come out and say, "This is stupid. Just get on with it." And so Kurt goes, but he still can't do it. And then it's time to play the game. And Triple H comes out, and he storms to the ring, takes the mic from Angle, and says, "If you can't say it, I'll say it. I'm the fifth member." And he throws it down, and then kicks Jason in the gut and pedigrees him, and it was pretty great. It sucks because Triple H really needs to figure out what he wants to be, because he gets cheered like a face. Like the crowd went wild when he came out, mostly because they hate Jordan. Um, but like it also had to do with just it being Triple H. Triple H is a legend. He's awesome. And then in the UK tour, he came out like a face fighting with the Shield alongside them, and so it's like I know that like their like house shows are like not not part of the storyline or whatever, but come on, there needs to be some sort of consistency here with trips. Um, yeah, we're on that level of friendships that I call them trips. It's pretty great. Um, but yeah, so that's got to be something that they figure out at some point soon with him. But another cool thing about this is that it does look like they're going to start building towards that rumored match between Triple H and Kurt Angle for WrestleMania, which is going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be pretty cool. But that whole segment with that is getting him up, mostly because of Triple H being awesome. If only he'd have rode down on a motorcycle like WrestleMania. Yeah, that'd been cool. Next, we had a tag team match. Thank God Nia Jax was not involved, and what's her freaking idiotic name, Alicia Fox. The two of them were thankfully nowhere near this tag match. Thank God for that. We had Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, who were put together in this match by Kurt Angle in the hopes of them getting along uh, to start that process for the Survivor Series match, since they tried to kill each other last week. And they were going up against Gallows and Anderson, and this was an awesome match. This was really, really good. Samoa Joe was especially great here. Samoa Joe was just awesome. He was really calling all the spots like kayfabe wise. Like it was showing him like he was like basically saying Balor do this, Balor do that. There were a couple of tense moments at the beginning, but then they started working pretty well together. But it did become apparent quickly that Joe was just doing this just because he wanted to win the match. Because right after they won, because of course they won, it's Gallows and Anderson they were facing. It's silly. They're almost to Bray Wyatt level now when it comes to losing. Um, when they did win, which the whole ending sequence was really cool. The whole match was awesome. But Samoa Joe just walks off. He doesn't care. He doesn't want his hand raised. And like the aura, the attitude that Joe puts out is so cool. It's so awesome. But the whole match was really good. And it does show that Gallows and Anderson are really underutilized. But the whole thing gets an up. It was really great. And then we come to the main event, where we had Braun Strowman versus Kane. And when I say versus, I mean that they were supposed to have a match together, but they ended up not having a match because of whatever reason. I guess they just want to hold off on this for a little while longer, the first ever match. But it was kind of awkward at first because they came up and they were standing toe to toe, and there was a ref in the ring, and the ref just wouldn't call for the bell. And then at one point, I guess that they just got tired of waiting, and I think Kane slapped Strowman, and then so Strowman, and they started going back and forth, and so because of that ref's stupidity, there wasn't ever a match. So they just kind of brawled, but it did end with a power slam by Braun onto Kane that actually sent them through the mat, which was really cool because most of the time when you have those kind of spots, that they were coming from those spots in the past, and the Attitude Era came from really high up, on top of Hell in a Cell, for instance. Um, so it's really cool that they were able to have the power to put themselves through it just from a simple power slam. Though I'm sure they weakened the ring at some point to give it the ability to do so. But even though it wasn't a match, but they kind of still built it like it was a match. I'm giving it an up. It was really great. I love Strowman and Kane. They're just awesome. Strowman especially. Um, yeah, and I can't wait for their actual match. It would be cool if they did end their feud in Hell in a Cell. That'd be pretty sweet. But of course, we can't do that because nowadays those kind of things can only come once a year. That's the thing I hate about naming pay-per-views after match stipulations like TLC, Hell in a Cell, um, stuff like that, because that's the only time of the year it can come around, which is really dumb because those matches are great and I want to see them more often, but it's not like you got to do them every month. But when a feud really deserves it, just do it. Who cares about the pay-per-view? But that was Raw. That was Raw. It was actually really good. After a really bad Raw last week, I'm actually really surprised that Raw was this good. The ups have dominated this time, which is nice. It helps that Alicia Fox and Nia Jax didn't wrestle at all. That was really good. So yeah, um, Raw ends really great. It was a great go-home show. Hopefully SmackDown will also have a really awesome go-home show as well. And hopefully we will see some red shirts in there as well, because this is the last chance for Raw to invade SmackDown for the retaliation of two interferences on their part. So I'm extremely interested in seeing what happens on SmackDown and also the pay-per-view as well. I think it's going to be a uh, really fun Survivor Series. It's going to be crazy. I think that what's really great about this is that a lot of the matches are going to get a lot of time because, to my knowledge, there's only 8 matches on the card, which, to put it in perspective, both WrestleMania and SummerSlam had 13 matches on the card, but Survivor Series, at least at this point, I believe has 8 on the card, and I would doubt that they would add any more on SmackDown because that would be weird. I mean, I don't know. They could throw in a tag team match for some sort of division for really small people that have low weights. I don't know what you'd call that. No, that wouldn't. No, let's not do that. That exists in an alternate universe. Um, so you never know what they'll do, but I like the thought of it being just 8 matches because that means that a lot of the matches are going to get a lot of time because it's still a 4-hour show, but with only 8 matches. So you think 2 matches an hour? That's pretty crazy, the thought of that. Some matches aren't going to be that long, but then I'm sure the men's uh, match will will get to be an hour long, and that would be really awesome. I would love if Lesnar and AJ could go for a long time. So hopefully Survivor Series will be really awesome. It'll be interesting how they decide the bookings for the champions versus champions, because they kind of got to do it right, because there is the chance you could make certain champions Baron Corbin look really weak. So I hope that they'll be able to do it right. I think there should be at least one that goes to a no contest. Even though I hate no contest ends, I think on some level, I think that one of the champion matches needs to do that, to make both of them look strong. So that is everything for this week's Raw Rundown, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. That would just make my day, make my week, make my year. This has been a sad year. So the fact that a like would change my year really speaks to my year. That's sad. I'm pathetic. This is my life. I don't need to start that off. And also, if you guys have a different opinion on this week's Raw, I thought it was a really awesome Raw. But you might have thought it was crap. I don't know. But do know that you are entitled to your own opinion. These are just my opinion. You do not have to take them as truth or fact. So I would love to see if any of the segments you thought had a different opinion on, then please let us know. And if you do enjoy my rambling and craziness, then hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of the Raw Rundown, and of course the SmackDown Survey, which is also great. And we will also have loads of content for Survivor Series. We'll have our prediction video up pretty soon as well, and our reactions to Survivor Series live. They won't go out live, but they'll be our live reactions. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of confusing. And then, of course, we will have the aftermath video where we do discuss what we thought of the pay-per-view. So if you don't want to miss any of those things, hit that subscribe button, because you won't regret it. You won't, I promise. You gotta take my word for it. That you can take as fact. Yeah. But all in all, really appreciate you guys watching, and just keep watching, please. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna beg you to watch. I'm going off on another tangent. Somebody stop me. You ever watch The Mask? I love that movie. And he's like, somebody stop me. Please, someone stop me. With that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here before we add even more time to this. Because Zach's not here to roll me in like normal. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about Wawa Echo, because we are the future. Probably. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. But with that, guys, I'm Parker from Wawa Echo, and I will see you very soon. Peace.